I was in a better mood maybe 3 minutes ago, and then I dropped my whole effing plate of food on the effing floor. So I don't even want to do this right now. Man, honest, just got to get it out so I can get it out of me. But I'm pissed off right now. Waited all that time for that food, and they'll drop the goddamn plate on the floor. Let's get this over with, cause that should really just piss me off. I'm sorry. Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to another Half A Cast. It is the 19th of March. I'm really pissed off. Like, dropped the whole plate of food, bruh. Do I really want to do this right now? Cause I'm about to just delete this whole broadcast. I'm pissed. I don't even feel like talking no more. Whole plate of damn food on the fucking floor. I don't even see the stuff that I added in here. Where's the files that I put in here? I definitely uploaded all this stuff in there, and I don't see none of it. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get my attitude together. I'm pissed. I just dropped a whole plate of food before I started this show, and it just threw me off my. I was in a good mood, and now I'm not. Like, because I'm not about to go and make that food again. So that's it, and it just pissed me off. So stupid. All right. So I know you see this background behind me, and you may be wondering, what is that? What is this that you have right behind us? Well, this is the initial post. This horror film is so tense. It's setting off Apple Watch heart monitors. I'm a huge horror movie fan. It only makes me want to find out what the movie was and what was so shocking about this movie where it caused heart monitors to spike all across the globe. The movie in question is called The Outwaters. I I watched it. It's an hour and 50-minute movie. And, I'm never gonna get that time back. It was a horrible movie. I don't even know what I really saw. But I'll try to explain. And then I'll read what the Wikipedia says, what the movie is actually about. So it's four characters. One of the girls is a singer. She's a singer, and I guess they're about to go out to this desert and shoot a music video. They go to this desert and they start, I guess the guy keeps feeling like this humming, or he keeps feeling something in the rocks. Or so one night goes, it's like pitch black in this desert. Like, you can barely see anything. You can't see anything in front of you, but when you flash a flashlight, it just literally looks like a pinhole like just a pinhole in the distance. It's so dark out there. But they keep hearing all these weird sounds. It's just, the vibration, it's all these sound like bombs going. It's weird, right? So one of these nights, he goes out the tent and looks around because they keep hearing noise, and they see a guy standing there in the darkness holding a axe, and he asks who it is, but nobody responds. And when he turns, it's really like the camera work is shot like Paranormal Activity, so everything is POV. You know what I'm saying? So he turns away from the guy, and you hear foot like steps rush him, and like you hear like a cut. Now this is when the movie takes a abrupt two left turns and go back the way we came from. After this, the camera work became completely ridiculous. It was just darkness, and it's moving around, or it's like he's looking at it's at the ground, and then it's like it's only showing the ground a little bit, and it's like he's, obviously if you're running for your life, you're not going to be, shooting everything as you're going. But it was just like in a movie form, that was terrible. It was hard to follow. Like for 40 minutes, he's in the pitch black, damn near, and people screaming, and there's all this blood on him, and there's blood on the girl, and you keep hearing people getting cut up, or somebody's attacking them, and then he's running and hiding. And then it flashed to the morning, and then like he's all bloody, he's peeling off his skin, and he sees his friends. It's like it keep flashing back to dark, so then he's back in the dark, and he sees his friends in the dark, but then they're like weird and bloody, and it's these little alien, like how, like Alien, when the little small like snake-like creatures, and they jump, and they, when they first implant you with the alien, that's what these little things, they're screaming and they're running across the ground. And I don't know what the hell was going on. They never said what that was. They never said what any of this stuff was. Were they tripping? What? Right? So the movie ends basically. The one of the guys, he's like hallucinating or something. I don't know. He's going through crazy. What was he doing? Shrooms before? I don't know. He's tripping out. He ends up taking off his pants, his clothes, and walking out, and then coming back around. And then, it's all this blood, just everywhere he touched, blood and blood. Then you see three of the friends' heads on spikes. They look like they like scratched their face out or something. Like half of their faces were like mutilated. There was nothing scary about this movie. It was just disgusting, like gross with all the blood. But I don't see what could have had anybody. Maybe they were so tense because it was dark, and they were so scared that someone was going to pop out. Nothing popped out. It wasn't that type of movie. It was just people tripping, I guess. I didn't tell you the best part. So at the very end, the guy cuts off his penis, like makes a little grave for it, and then he disembowels himself. What? I don't know what the hell I watched. I think I looked to see how much it was left, like in the movie, and it was like 40 minutes left. That's how long. That's how long I was unimpressed. I was looking like, yo, it's still 40 minutes, and I was so blown. It was a horrible movie. So I did y'all the favor of watching The Outwaters. if you heard my review on what was that movie? What was that movie? It was another the movie where I kept telling you that people was killing their clones, and they was like all this weird imagery. This is what that reminded me of. Infinity Pool. Yeah, just weird. Very weird movie. I wasn't. It's just not good. So this here is to get clicks or something because what one of the most horrific and traumatizing sequences I ever experienced. What sequence? You just keep seeing blood and people gushing in blood, pulling off his skin. I was like, alrighty then. It wasn't. Mm, nah, wasn't a good movie. Another movie that really sucks. The Strays. What is this Jordan Peele knockoff? Movie sucks. It sucks. Basically, this woman here was being abused by the father of her children's, I mean, her children's father. And so she ran away and recreated herself. Had another family, got remarried to this white man. They had these like mixed babies or so. They look white. I'm only saying that because is a reason why I'm saying. So she starts noticing like this guy at her job and stuff, and I think she realizes that it's somebody from her past, and it's just this awkward movie of the son and the daughter being, jealous and upset with the new kids and the fact that her mom, abandoned them. Um, the story sounds better than what the actual movie was. I can't even tell you if I saw the end. I think I might have had like 15 minutes. I couldn't even say it was a bad, like it was bad. Oh, really briefly, let's go back really quick. And so this is what the plots of the Outwaters are. An excursion to the Mojave Desert turns creepy when a group of campers starts to experience unexplained sounds, vibrations, and unnatural animal behavior. Then one night, everything changes, sending the foursome on a mind-bending trip through terror. So I don't know. But that makes me want to read The Stray because the movie sucks. I just want to be honest with you. You can go and watch it, but I'm just telling you. It says a light-skinned black woman's meticulously crafted life of privilege starts to unravel when two strangers show up in her quaint suburban town. The two strangers are her children, and I can't remember. I know I ended up. I know it was getting so bad and then it was getting so ridiculous. I know I turned it off. So, that's what I gotta say about that. I want to see how it ended because I can't remember. So it ended. Carl becomes annoyed, forfeits the game before the man in the ink accompany him to the family's gym. Is that name? Huh? Oh yeah. They ended up like trying to kill the other kids. Meanwhile, after the Uber Eat driver arrives, Nevi tells the group she would tip. Oh, the mom ended up rolling out on him again. Yeah. Like the mom ended up leaving the kids, all the kids again, because I think they killed the husband. So let's see. Meanwhile, after the Uber Eat driver arrives, Nevi tells the group she would tip the driver and be right back. She does not return. The driver's engine starts up and drives away, implying that Nevi is left with him. Mary and Sebastian are left standing in the flooded living room with Dion and Carl, or Diane and Carl, as Nevi has abandoned her second set of children. So that was the Strays, but the Strays sucked. I didn't even see this part I just read to you. I didn't actually see this because I stopped it. I stopped it maybe 10 minutes before. The movie sucked. Wasn't as bad as this, but it was close. Just don't watch the Outwaters. Please. It's not worth the 2 hours. And so a decent review. Um, I ended up catching this on the Fire Stick. Says, you know what? Let's just go. You know what I'm saying? Let's go and do it. Uh, I mean, it had a nice little lighter tone in a sense. It had nice little jokes or whatever, but it had its flaws. I did like the overall story of Shazam fighting to fighting for his family and stuff, but and then they had like, okay, just explain it. Basically, it picks up. They're um, still in school, and Batson is about to age out. He thinks he's about to age out of the program. I mean, he's going to lose his family or whatever. So he's really protective of everybody going, doing different things or being by themselves. And they have this like all for one type of thing. Like nobody can just go out as Shazam themselves. They got to be the team. But the crippled one, he always goes out. Like he enjoys being able to walk and be this guy and stuff. So um, it this daughters of Atlas, or I think that's what it is, they kind of resurface. They come and grab the staff that's broken. I guess once the staff was broken, it it had like a veil, kept a veil between the two worlds, and because the staff was broken, it opened up the door for the gods to come into our world. So they come, they grab the staff, they're imbued with their power, and they go off to try to find the Shazam and get their powers back because the power was apparently taken and drained from their father. So the guy that's crippled, he ends up meeting the girl in school. And they get close, and he wants to impress her, so he ends up um, coming out as the Shazam. He does the Shazam thing and all that, kind of like how Jim Carrey was, "Oh, you want to meet the mask?" and goes around the corner and it turns into the mask, come back. He does the same thing. But when he does, she's like, "Well, I hope the crippled guy. I can't remember his name. I hope he doesn't come back anytime soon because basically it's about to be trouble." And the older, like the daughters come, and this is how they're introduced to each other. They take his powers immediately, so she sees that it's the kid. So she's like, "Oh, like I didn't know it was you." But she's their sister. It's three of them, and basically it's just them going back and forth. Like they'll take some of the kids' powers, and then they get their dragon, and the dragon is destroying it. They basically plant this seed that grows. That's in their world will grow a beautiful, peaceful environment. But when you plant it in another world, it has all this chaotic nature and results. So you got cyclops and dark unicorns and all types of weird beasts running around. I think these movies just way too much CGI sometimes. Like just way too much. I miss just actual good visual acting. Like you could tell everything's computerized. I want to just see like nice locations and nice shots, scenes instead of putting all this money into like this computerized background or whatever it is. But ultimately, Lucy Liu turns on the elder sister. She wants to get the revenge of her father. She thinks the other two are going soft because the girl, she has a soft spot for the boy, so she helps them out when they get trapped with the wizard and blah blah blah. But she ends up like killing her, but not killing her. It seemed like she killed her. Shazam kind of like brought her back a little bit, and he had to basically detonate the bomb. Like he was powering up the staff so he can blow it out, like explode. But if he explode, everything will probably be wiped out. So then he gets the barrier shrunk, where he blows it up and defeats them. They think he's dead. Wonder Woman comes, does something. He comes back. So I mean, it wasn't a bad movie. It was cool. I would give it 3 out of 5. It wasn't a I've seen, like I said, there's been worse superhero movies, but it's pretty decent. Um, it's always good to see Megan Good. A little interesting though that they had like the girl say that she was like 6,000 years old and she's kissing this 17-year-old. I'm just saying that was a little weird. Like, mm, mm, Just awkward. It was even funny because they even said it in the movie, like, "Isn't this inappropriate?" Like, yeah, it is. This is super predatory. Uh, be somebody your own age. Black Adam's out there. He's about 5,000. But so Shazam was okay. I mean, it's cool if you want to take the kids to see it because the kids will like it, like especially little boys and stuff, especially if they're into comics. But that's that. Really quickly running through the TV. This new episode of Ghost. I mean Power. Oh man. Oh man. What a good first episode. Of course, Tariq has always got problems. You know. Uh where to start? Mary J is still hurt from losing Zeke. She wants her husband to find out what happened to Zeke, but how can he when he's the one that killed Zeke? So we all know that that's going to come to a head, which I'll bring back up later. Um, Effie has started going to the school with Tariq. The father allows the daughter to go to Stansfield too. Um, the white boy, he ends up working with the father, and Kane and his brother, they're looking for a new connect. They end up running across some guy who wanted 60% of the product, and so it was like a little small back and forth between them. So they didn't do that, but then had this woman who's been tracking down her ring. She kills these two people in the beginning of the episode. That ring that Tariq gave to Method Man, he got off and then ended up at an auction spot, and this white guy bought it. They went and killed him after he proposed to his woman, cut her finger off. African chick, right? So they ended up walking down on Tariq and them. They looking to kill like these people who's throwing a party up in what's my man? The light skinned dude from the last show. Starts with an M, right? So many shows I've been watching. Mecca. So they up in Mecca's, penthouse party and all this. So she come in, shut it down, like have this girl with a joint over her head and basically asking where's Mecca? Who killed Mecca? And she don't know, so she kills her, and Tariq and them basically like, look, we used to work for Mecca, we can move the product, basically spinning it. I mean, they did technically kind of work for Mecca, but well, Kane did, but they're spinning it. So the girl was like, all right, I give you a month. But after that month, you don't do, the money ain't right, I'm gonna kill you. You already know what's up. So then, Tariq has this issue. Method Man's brother, which is Redman, has hepatitis B, and they only give him about 6 months to a year to live. But he doesn't want to hear that. He wants to put him in this experimental drug class, uh, uh, this drug they'll try, procedure or whatever. But he has to get out of jail, so he's gonna be working on that. Sax didn't overhear here, but he saw Tariq talking with Davis, which is Method Man, and he's still dealing with that district attorney. So she's still chasing after him. The lady, the Hispanic officer, has been trying to pin the murder of Mecca on Tariq. The daughter ends up the brown with the pretty eyes. She ends up throwing this memorial for Zeke, where Mary J is still hurt by it. So she tells Tariq, like, please find out what happened, which, I really just think that she's going to end up killing Lorenzo. That's how this is going to. For him, that's how his story ends. Now, whether the African chick can get at Mary J, I don't know. Because Tariq, has her back in a sense. Until he, I think somehow they're going to blame this they might frame somebody for that Mecca murder. Because, while he was there, Tariq didn't kill him. So he'll figure. He's like his father. He'll figure a way to get out of it, but somebody else is going to take that blame. I don't know if it's going to be somebody else who's dead or it's going to be somebody in general. There was an exchange when when Tariq and them made the new plug. Effie was trying to get in on the information because Kane has kind of told her they met. Kane likes her, so he's geeking, just gloating and all that. So she he tells her that they got a new connect, and my man keeping her out the mix. So so she's trying to figure out what's going on. But when the conversation between the two, it just made me think she don't listen. I thought that she was gonna die. I was like, not this episode, but I was like, in this season, she gonna get herself in a situation where she's gonna die. Come back to that later. So at some point, they was Brennan needed to kill the guy who was married to Simon Stern, I can't Jacob, and him and Kane was gonna do it. But Tariq was already there seeing him. Of course, the dude started popping off the mouth, and Tariq killed him. So they got rid of the body. Tariq and them got rid of the body. Basically, they was like people think he stole from Simon Stern anyway. So it was easier for them to get rid of him. And at some point, you find out that at the end, you basically find out that Lauren's not dead. Like Lauren's still alive, and she's with the district attorney. And because the district attorney has said that she had a informant in the group. So now when you see Lauren's alive, you know that it's Effie. And now you realize Effie's trying to get all that information for a reason. Now she's back in the situation with the connect. I think Kane kills her. I think Kane finds out Kane kills her. So those are my two predictions right now. As I'm thinking, like Tariq gonna have to get his hands dirty, but who? Is he gonna have to kill Lorenzo? Well, I think Mary J has to kill Lorenzo. That's personal. She wants to handle that with her own bare hands. So I really like the end of this episode. Just like, wow, okay, where do we go from now? There's a lot of moving parts going on. So good episode and debut of Power. Very good, very good, very good. Let's see. I know I finished Narcos season 1 through 3. I really, 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 really love the Pablo Escobar story. I loved it. And I ended up finding out that, of course, the rest of the cartel ended up going down as well. The guys that they did season 3 about 3 on, and season 3 was good as well. Really good. I was rooting for not saying rooting for the snitch, but no, this man, these people, the guy who was their head of security. I was hoping he didn't get caught. But it was a really good show. I just want to say, like, if it's following Pablo Escobar and the cartel, the Colombian cartels, and the first one is the main cartel. The second one is what was their names? I forgot. But it's like 4 guys who run this business, this operation, and they work more so in secrecy. But they want to turn themselves in, and they have a deal in place for in 6 months. They will be able to basically turn themselves in, get life sentences, and keep all their billions and all their money and da 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 da. But they was like, for the 6 months before we go into jail, we're gonna go hard. Like, we're gonna hit this hard. We're gonna be in the streets. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be trapping. We're gonna make as much money as we can. And Pascal, my man from Last of Us, he's not rocking. He goes and gets the big brother first. They catch him loafing. They go in there and get him, searching for him. Found him underneath a jacuzzi. Then they go and grab one of the guys, one of the top guys. Then they go and they get the brother, the other brother. And eventually the other 2 turn themselves in. And one just recently died in prison. One was murdered in prison, shot 7 times in the head. One got released from prison and was murdered in the streets. And I can't remember about the second brother. He may be alive. I can't remember. But they didn't get out. They basically ended up standing there. So there's a new Narcos. It's like a prequel sequel, was like the start of the Mexican cartel, and then kind of like what proceeded up to where we were in the story. So I'm gonna end up watching that next. And last I'm gonna finish out on Scream, but I want to talk about You. Now it's been out for a little bit. Man, I really like this season of You. Uh, but Joe survives the season. I only want to bring this up. I've been trying to think, how does it end for Joe? How does it end for Joe? Does Joe get to ride off into the sunset? If they come back with a season 5 and a season 6, does Joe get to ride off in the sunset? I think, even though I like him and the new girl, Kate, I think it's Kate. I like them. I think the only way this show finds satisfaction is if Marianne finally kills Joe. He's tortured her. She's the only one to still be living. And is she back in the States too? Because if her daughter was about to go back to the grandmother, I thought the story was written very well. As far as the whole mental break, they explained why it was Reese, why he thought that he knew Reese, and it was really well told. The girl, like, is real sinister. And Joe's not an intimidating looking guy, like physically or anything, but the way he walked up on Slim at the end, and after he gave her the knife and explained everything to her, I was like, that was nice and haunting. I like that, a little creepy there. But I think the only way this has a decent and a ending that satisfies is that Joe dies. Marianne has to get Joe. Maybe she kills him and Kate. Maybe she kills Joe and Kate kills her. But Joe, he doesn't get to just walk into the sunset. I don't think so. You think they'll let him? Do you think Joe will, if given another season, and this show plays to a finale, does Joe live? Do you think Joe lives? And last but not least, I wanted to bring this up. Now that it's been out, people have seen it. I just want to talk about, it wasn't a bad film. It wasn't. But again, I feel like for people to really take movies, if you want people to like invest, you have to raise the stakes sometimes. You have to make a kill that means something. Just killing the new characters that pop up, that's obvious. Like, this was a perfect chance. No offense. Nothing towards the actress. I'm just about the character. I hate Gail. I hate her. And she should have died. It would have made a huge moment in the movie. She didn't kill him. She lives. They stabbed the brother up like 8 to 12 times, 6 on each side. He lives. The Mindy gets stabbed in the gut. She lives. And the white girl, Hayden Panettiere, whatever her name is. She lives. They even shot her and she lives. And then Ortega, she was stabbed in the back, okay? In the back. Then she was hanging from the ceiling, like roof part with her sister. Her sister lets her go because you got to let me go. Like, lets her go. And the guy like stabs her as soon as she lands. Like, she basically fell into the night. Clap. Ate that. Remember, she just got stabbed in the back. He just catches her coming down, stabs her in the stomach. She still manages to stab him in his eye, and never once, like she has a freaking cast on her arm. She's never like acknowledging being stabbed in the stomach and in the back. Mindy comes running over at the end, like, no, you were just stabbed in That's my only issue with Scream. No real meaningful kills. Why it's like watching Creed Scream 6 or something. Like they were like Super Saiyans or something. Like they just ate everything. Stabbed him 20 times. Oh, you gone? All right, I'm good. Let's go. Like what? What was going on there? I just thought that was ridiculous. And I'm going to do a best my top screams. Like what I think it's 6 of them. So we're going to do 6-1. And we're gonna bring some other stuff to the channel as well. But that's it. That's all I got. Just want to do a review. Tomorrow I'll cover the news as far as like news, John Moran, sports news, regular news, and such. But with that, y'all take it easy. Y'all smoke weed. Peace.